So Patriots wide receiver Julian Edelman, who obviously has a great backstory, a good enough story that Showtime has done a documentary on his underdog journey to the NFL this past summer. And the doc is called 100%. And it's 73 minutes in running time. Now, I bring up the name of the doc and the running time because I'm going to say at least 6% of 100% was left on the cutting room floor. And this is not unusual. It happens all the time in the content business, every single day. You always produce more than you can use because you find other uses for those that don't make the actual doc or the actual thing or the actual show. And sometimes, if the surplus content is good enough, it gets released elsewhere, like on an extended cut DVD, or maybe on a social media exclusive, or maybe it's repurposed or repackaged into a podcast. Whatever and wherever it makes sense, they'll find a way to use it. So yesterday, Julian Edelman parked some of that leftover documentary content on YouTube in a 5-minute clip. And Julian's pretty good at this sort of thing. He ominously titles it Bizarre First Conversation with Coach Belichick. Now, right now, we live in a time where storytelling is the most compelling kind of content there is. If you look at any pitch or any treatment or any development, it's always about storytelling. Always. And the truth is often stranger than fiction and a whole hell of a lot more interesting because what you're seeing or hearing actually did happen, allegedly. But the problem with the truth, if there is a problem with the truth, is sometimes we aren't ready for it. Sometimes the truth is better left unsaid. Sometimes, as Colonel Jessup famously said,
"You can't handle the truth."
Sometimes we can't. So, this deleted scene from Edelman is in fact hard to handle, no doubt. And it might put some images into your head that you would rather not see. Even if you don't see them, you can imagine them or conjure them up. And even if you can't see them, you can't unsee them. You know what I'm saying? So keep that in mind. If you're not sure whether or not you can handle the truth, then maybe you just step away for a moment or two. Because the reigning Super Bowl MVP drops a very revealing story on the least revealing coach of all time. And if he does something like that, I'm pretty much under obligation to talk about it. So why don't we take it from the very top? Let's roll this thing in separate pieces.
I've been there for 10 years. I've talked to him 8 times. I think he's secretly funny, and I feel like I've gotten to the point where I can actually laugh at his jokes, some of the things he does. Okay? What happens in that building stays in that building.
All right, a few things here. Did he start off by saying that he's been there 10 years and has spoken to Bill Belichick 8 times? 8 times in 10 years. Did I hear that right?
I've been there for 10 years. I've talked to him 8 times.
All right, so let me do the math. That's less than 1 conversation per year. Julian is averaging 4/5 of a conversation with the hoodie every 12 months. I don't know if that's the weirdest thing ever or the best thing ever. I mean, he is a really important player. He's been really critical of their dynasty, and he's averaging less than a conversation a year. But he did say in the first 14 seconds of a 5-minute deleted scene that what happens in the building stays in the building. I mean, he did say that, right?
What happens in that building stays in that building.
What happens in that building stays in that building. So let me tell you about something that happened in the building, right? Pretty odd thing to say. Right before a 5-minute story about something that happened in the building. And what happened in the building, according to Edelman, was an all-time awkward game of after-hours cat and mouse. Because sometime between Edelman's 3rd and 4th season, he was at the facility around 11 o'clock one night, and he was not alone.
I liked hanging out at the facility. I'd use the cold tubs until like 10, 11 o'clock at night. I was in there, and I go in the weight room, and it's all pitch black. And I look, and there's Bill. He's got the film on, got the big old book out, full pencil in the ear, writing notes, watching film on treadmill. 11 o'clock at night, no one's there. And so I hurry and scatter out of there so he doesn't by any chance see me. That's the last thing I would want at that time in my life and career, because then I'd have to engage in a potential conversation, and I don't know if I had the stamina for that.
I think we can all relate. Every single one of us knows exactly what he's talking about. We've all been there. We've all seen someone somewhere we desperately did not want to see because we did not want to have that conversation. All of us. So that's like the most relatable thing ever. Side note, how about the Hood crushing game tape at 11 o'clock at night while busting it on the treadmill all alone in the weight room? At least the guy's getting some exercise while he engages in the most unhealthy occupation in American sports. Now back to Edelman, because dude had a decision to make. Do I duck out and avoid Belichick and risk having him see me duck out? Or do I risk having that conversation with him? Do I finish the workout with a quick session in the hot tub? What do I do? All these options. He obviously chose to get into the hot tub, and it was not the right choice.
And I just so happened to walk by the hot tub. Coach is in the hot tub. Obviously, I came in the room to go in the hot tub. But then we made eye contact, and my natural instinct was to like turn around and like I was gonna leave. But then I saw that he saw that I was in there, and then he got up and got out, and real big party foul by a coach. I mean, we're supposed to have shorts on. But I guess at 11 o'clock when you're the GOAT of coaching, you go wherever you want. Free ball. So I had to hide my absolute face of terror after seeing what I saw and sit in the hot tub. So I sit in the hot tub. I'm already extremely uncomfortable. I didn't know that people went in hot tubs without swim trunks.
So tell me again why this deleted scene did not just stay deleted. Bill, Larry Brown, Belichick. Julian, Toby, Edelman. Too bad for Edelman that the hot tub was not a time machine.
Hot tub time machine.
Because I'm sure that guy would love to go back in time and just leave the facility after seeing Hood on the treadmill instead of sticking around and catching a full frontal of Hood's banana and grapes. Hell, I would love for Edelman to go back in time, because then I never would have heard that story. Let's remind everybody once again that Edelman started by saying this.
What happens in that building stays in that building.
What a tragic mislead. You also heard him say that he was terrified after seeing the Hood's package. But the story's not over. Because after seeing him on the treadmill and then seeing all of him in the hot tub, Edelman ran into the Hood a third time on his way out of the building.
I had to like trail him by like a foot, no less, no more. We didn't say a word, not one single word. I'm just walking, and I'm talking probably like a 30-yard walk. I don't know where I got the confidence, but I asked him, Coach, I mean, it's pretty amazing that you're here this late. And he looked back at me and without any hesitation goes, "It beats being a plumber. See you tomorrow." I was mind fucked.
I was mind bleeped. Yeah, you and me both, Jules. I mean, that's some nightmare fuel right there. Legitimate nightmare fuel. Trapped in a building with your boss, unable to get out, and running into him over and over again in the most awkward situations. Getting a very unfortunate and traumatizing view of his junk, and then running into him again on the way out. You gotta love that one of the 8 conversations that he's had in 10 years with Belichick was Belichick telling him that grinding tape and nude hot tubbing beats being a plumber.
It beats being a plumber. See you tomorrow.
I like how he kind of mimicked him too. Beats being a plumber. We're on to Cincinnati.
It beats being a plumber.
It beats being a plumber, and it sure as hell beats being a construction guy too. Ain't that right, Jules? See you on Snapface.
It beats being a plumber.
Hey, you're not snap-facing this, are you, Jules?
Instant chat.
You didn't instant chat my junk, did you, Jules?
It beats being a plumber.
Hey, listen, no disrespect to plumbers, but I'd rather be a plumber than Julian Edelman that night, and I'd rather that entire scene stay deleted. Man, it's been a banner year for nudity already. Kyle Long, naked, in the background of Tariq Cohen's Instagram Live. Gardner Minshew earning the gloss jockstrap king for his naked pregame stretching. And now the hoodie going all Larry Brown with it on Toby Edelman, allegedly. Again, just delete the scene. Next time, permanently.
It beats being a plumber.
There's a reason why that was on the cutting room floor. It should have stayed there. It should have been on the cutting room garbage can. Julian Edelman just pushing the envelope, telling stories about the hood in a hot tub with no trunks on. Beats being a plumber, eh, Jules?
It beats being a plumber.
Hey, Jules, it beats being a plumber, which is what you're going to be if this story ever sees the light of day. Let me tell you something, man. You don't want to see the football ever again? You best not ever share the details of this. And you'll find out what it's like to be a plumber, Edelman.
It beats being a plumber.
You drop a pass this weekend, Edelman. You'll find out what it means to be a plumber.
It beats being a plumber.
See you tomorrow.